Hello, everyone. This is Michael DePrima. I finally got my new Ethernet thing for my computer. So, yes, internet connection is going to be much better for this. Now, Josh Feuerstein here is going to talk about Caitlyn Jenner. Now, he still refers Caitlyn Jenner as Bruce Jenner, which is disrespectful, and as a pansexual, being a part of a community that has gay people, lesbians, trans people, bisexuals, trans queer, and multiple gender identities and multiple sexual orientations, we have to stand up for one another all the time. It doesn't matter what part of the community we are, we have to stand together and protect one another. And this is what I'm doing for all my transgender brothers and sisters. Now, let's see what Josh Feuerstein has to say about Caitlyn Jenner.
What's up, Josh Feuerstein here. Look, I'm the one that says everything that preachers are afraid to say, and we're going to go ahead and do it again today, and we're talking about Bruce Jenner.
Now, I love how he starts off the video by saying, I say the things preachers are afraid to say. Let me tell you something, Josh. You did a video, which is very hypocritical by what some atheists say. I could see their point. I could see why somebody can call themselves a Christian and not like organized religion. I can see that. Although, when atheists were saying that was hypocritical of you to say, I'm thinking, I can kind of see what they're saying, but he has every right to say that he likes Christianity but doesn't like organized religion. Now, I completely agree with my atheist friends that the title of that video was hypocritical, because you start off your video just now about Caitlyn Jenner by saying, say the stuff preachers are afraid to say. So, in a nutshell, you still agree with organized religion. You might as well say it, because it's evident. But the thing is, it's Caitlyn Jenner, not Bruce Jenner. And to correct you, Josh, preachers are not afraid to say shit. The crazy ones that you're acting like, they're not afraid to speak their mind. It's the ones who are politically correct that are afraid to speak their mind.
Oh my God, did it just say Bruce Jenner? It's Caitlyn. Talk about Caitlyn. It's not Bruce anymore. I'm going to call him Bruce. Why? Because Bruce is a dude. Oh my God, that's so bigoted. No, it's not bigotry. It's biology. Oh.
Okay. Now, he accurately predicts how people react, including his own subscribers. So now the name Bruce, yeah, it's a name of a guy, but it's Caitlyn Jenner now. And biology, does this play a part? It could, but you have to understand transgender is not a biological thing. Transgender is a psychological thing, which some people, if I'm getting the right, gender dysphoria. And what it is someone who's born biologically opposite sex. Say if someone's born a boy. Now, gender dysphoria, now sometime later on in their life, they feel different. They don't feel like the gender that they were born as. And so some people see psychiatrists to see if they suffer from gender dysphoria, and some don't. Some know that they should have been born the opposite sex. But when the people that find out that they have gender dysphoria, they start going through this change to become female to male or male to female. Now, Josh, you also have to understand there's people that are born XXY and XYX. Now, for people watching this video that have no idea what I'm talking about, yes, back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, including the 80s, not as much as the 90s, but mainly in those 4 decades specifically, from the 50s to 80s, some babies were born XYX and XXY, and parents today let their babies stay the way they are. Now, what is the genders XXY and XYX? Well, XYX is when a baby is born mostly as a boy that has more testosterone than a typical baby boy would. Now, the difference between a biological boy and a biological XYX boy is the fact that a biological XYX boy has a vagina. That's the difference. Now, the difference between a biological XX girl and a biological XXY girl is that she has more testosterone than not, did I say testosterone? I'm sorry. My mistake. She has more estrogen than a biological girl does, but the only difference is she has a penis. That is what XXY and XYX are. Now, they are gender options that parents are fighting for their children to have on their birth certificates. Now, let's see Josh go through his fake but accurate rant.
Oh my word! What about his feelings? I mean, see, that's the problem today. Is that too many people focus on feelings and not facts? Let's look at science. Who does science say that Bruce Jenner is? Science says he's a man, or as Austin Powers said, it's a man, baby. It's a man. Now, let me just ask you this. If it comes down to science, we want to talk about feelings. Well, it's funny that we want to do that when it comes to, I don't know, American law, but let's look a little bit deeper. Let's say that I was to go hunting this deer season and I were to shoot a buck, a big buck, a human.
Okay, now, Josh, science doesn't say that Caitlyn Jenner is a man. There's difference between science and you know what? He's right. Science does play a role. So let's take science here. Biologically, was Caitlyn Jenner born a boy? Yes. But scientifically, mentally, she's always felt like a woman. Now, hiding who she is for nearly 4 decades since the 70s, and finally coming out of the closet as a woman, that is the most liberating thing anybody, regardless if you're transgender or not, coming out of the closet and being who you truly are is by far one of the most liberating things that could ever happen to somebody. Now, in Caitlyn Jenner's case, it's a big bulk off her shoulders. Now, you can't compare a transgender person to a deer. You know why? Because people may be animals, but we are not wild animals. We are like human sharks. We're on top of the food chain. But the thing is about humans compared to animals is the fact that our ancestors, evolution has shown our ancestors are Neanderthals. And do we have some traces of chimpanzees? By 2%. But our ancestors, our human being ancestors, were Neanderthals. And they are extinct. And we are what's left.
Just a great buck. And I shoot this buck. Just one problem. I only have a doe tag. Well, when the game warden walks up to me, he says, "Hey, why did you shoot a buck when you only have a doe tag? That's jail time." I think the buck identified himself as a doe. Is gender really a matter? Well, it's amazing because all of a sudden gender becomes a matter at that point. In fact, they'll throw you in jail over gender. In fact, what if I were just to be able to be whatever I identified at? You know, I'm native to America. What if I could identify as a Native American?
Okay, no, Josh. See, you're making these wrong comparisons. Now, like I said, you can compare a transgender person to shooting a buck and putting a doe tag on there because that's just fucking stupid. Any hunter can recognize a buck that has antlers, but a doe does not. Okay? That's the difference. Humans don't have antlers. You know why? Like I said, because humans are different than most animals out there. Now, the comparison that he was just making is, oh, what if I say I'm a Native American? No, you're not native to this country. I'm sorry, but we're not. You have to understand the Native Americans, the real Native Americans, are the true natives of this country. And you know where they are? Still on the fucking reservations we put them on. Most of them are not allowed to leave. Some of them were granted the right to leave and open casinos, but that's only some. But the majority of them are still on their own reservations that we put them on. And these reservations have very limited food resources and very limited water resources. And there's still deadly diseases within these reservations. Those are the true natives to this country. We fuck them over worse than we do our veterans every day. Now, as he was saying, what if I identify myself as a Native American? You have to look at our history, Josh. You say you're a student of history in one of your prior videos to making this. If you're a student of history, you would understand that the Spaniards, the French, the Pilgrims, the Founding Fathers, they were all illegal immigrants. We illegally came into this country, took it over when it was beautiful, and now we're leaving it as a shithole.
Maybe I could get government checks. Maybe I could get casino checks. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I could identify myself as a dog, or like, look, people.
And that's just a fucking stupid comparison. Nobody could identify themselves as a dog.
We need to stop worrying about feelings and look into facts. And let me go ahead and say what every other preacher's afraid to say. Transgenderism is demonic.
What? What? Oh my fucking God. What? What? Oh, I wish you could see me banging my head on the desk. Christ. You know what? We have to look at both facts and feelings. You know why? Because a person who may be biologically male on the outside, but you know who they feel like, that's more important. That's more important than what they look like on the outside. Transgender people should not be judged based on what's between their fucking legs. They should not be judged based on what's been between their fucking legs. They are human beings. They were born the wrong gender, and they are becoming the gender that they should have been born. And it's what's in their heart that matters. It's not what's in between their legs. That is the most frustrating thing. Every time I hear an argument like this against a transgender person, is the fact that they always like, oh, what's between their legs? How you feel with the genitals between your legs? Why are you focusing on the fucking genitals? Focus on them as a person, not what's between their fucking legs. And the thing is, you have some religious people like Josh out there that are saying transgenderism is demonic. No, it is not demonic. It is not demonic. To Christians like Josh Feuerstein, being gay, spilling your seed, premarital sex, being transgender, boppity boo, is all demonic. It is not demonic. Matthew Bell, who was on Beyond Gods not that long ago, Now, very smart theist, I will say. He's a very convincing theist. I will give him to that credit. But he said something which I completely agree with. Just because you say you believe in God and you worship God doesn't mean you'll always get into the pearly gates of heaven. I agree with that. And Josh Feuerstein looks like he's going to hell.
It's a foul spirit. Why? Because man was created in the image of God. And guess what? Satan wants nothing more than to destroy that image because he hates the image of God. So he sends spirits to confuse us.
Okay. It's supercalifragilistic bullshit. Oh, those other words that don't rhyme with bullshit. Supercalifragilistic bullshit. Oh my God. Yeah. Look, let me tell you something. Man is not made in the image of God. And you want to talk about biology? You want to talk about biology? Okay, let's talk about biology. Biology would tell you that when a man puts his dick in a woman's vagina and his sperm swims out of the dick and goes through the fallopian tubes and fertilizes an egg, that's what creates a fucking human being. That's what creates a fucking human being. And there's no divine intervention. Genetics determine what somebody is going to look like. If you look at yourself, if you look at the person you're in a relationship with, you can get a fucking idea what your child is going to look like.
He sends spirits to inhabit and begin to demean and tear away at us. That's exactly his plan for every single one of us. And every single one of us, it's a different type of sin, but let's just call it sin because that's exactly what it is.
Okay, becoming the person you always wanted to be is not a sin. That's a basic human right to become who you always wanted to be. So if he's saying transgenderism is a sin, okay. Let's take another hypothetical example that he'll probably use in the future. So I feel like I should have been born like Elvis Presley. So should I transgender myself into Elvis Presley? I have that right to, but to him, that's a sin because I'm going against God's word.
So anyways, I pray for Bruce. I pray that he finds his identity, his true identity.
She already has. It's not a he. He is gone. Now it's she. Not he, she. What? Hold on. Anyway. Josh, it's she, not he. He is gone. Now it's she. You know why it's she? Because she's now legally a woman.
The way God made him to be. Anyways, if you agree with me, would you please take a moment, click share on the side of the bottom of this video.
Well, that's the end of his fucking video. Look. Oh my God, Josh Feuerstein pisses me off so much because he's praying for Caitlyn Jenner to find her true identity. Now, that's a typical Christian argument. Pray the gay away, pray the trans away. Josh Feuerstein, listen here, you motherfucking asshole. Stop being a dick. Stop being an asshole. If you want to be a Christian, go to a soup kitchen. Pick up a ladle every now and then. If you want to be a Christian, donate to the Salvation Army. Give to people who don't have what you have. That's what being a real Christian is. That's what being a real decent fucking human being is. But Josh, stop using all this bigotry and wrap it up with religion because guess what? It's still bigotry.